All right, we've all been there, maybe. And maybe you had a couple of bad roommates in college or shortly thereafter. You know, the ones that treated that apartment like a piece of playground equipment. Put a few holes in the wall, floors were more stained than they were carpet. You resolved to relinquish your deposit, but even that wouldn't cover the damages, and you just kind of left. You just said, we're out of here, without even trying to empty the cupboards. Sound familiar, like an unresponsible young adult? But does it sound like an elected official leaving office? That's exactly how Idaho's current Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin will leave her position, by leaving her office with some red ink on the books. It's an unprecedented action in Idaho history, according to the Division of Financial Management. Currently, McGeachin is more than $2,000 over budget. She told the state controller's office to take that money out of her paycheck. But under Idaho code, they technically can't do that because her salary and benefits must be 35% of what the governor makes. So they're going to try to do a workaround. According to a letter sent to McGeachin by the state controller's office this morning, they will hold or withhold her remaining salary for this fiscal year, which ends on June 30th, and then make up that difference in the next fiscal year, which starts July 1st. Also in that letter, a detailed explanation of how her office got into this situation in the first place. According to the internal legal analysis by the controller's office, the insufficient personnel funds, to pay her salary to the end of the fiscal year was not caused by the legislature failing to provide enough money to cover her budget. It was caused, rather, by Lieutenant Governor's mismanagement of it. Specifically, her decision to hire additional staff and to transfer money from personnel funds in order to pay litigation costs. Litigation costs incurred by losing a lawsuit with the Idaho Press Club, which the Lieutenant Governor had to pay $29,000. So she cut her staff and held off on paying debts to a few vendors, then trimmed that deficit down to about $2,000. And while the fiscal year ends at the end of July, or the end of June, I should say, that shortfall will carry over for the next Lieutenant Governor, who will take over in January of 2023.